We are illuminating our minds with a new topic, light. What is it and how does it work? First, let's go over our goals. Our goals for this week are: light is a form of energy that behaves in predictable ways. 2, we're going to demonstrate how light is absorbed, reflected, and refracted. Now, let's look at the agenda for this week. This week you need to watch the video lesson. This is the video. After you watch the video, you're going to find the objects that I've asked you to find outside, and you're going to record them on a piece of paper and take a picture of your recording sheet. Post it to the Google Classroom. Then you're going to complete the 5th grade light module. And last, since Earth Day is this week, complete the Earth Day web quest. Now before we begin, I've decided to do a bonus activity where you can win a prize. During this week's video, I will randomly place a series of letters in the upper right hand corner. Each letter will appear on the screen for 5 seconds. Write all of the letters down. Put them in the correct order to spell this week's secret word. Once you know the secret word, email me your answer. The first 5 people to email me the correct answer will be sent one of these crazy items. This week's word will have 5 letters. Alright, let's go ahead and begin talking about light. What is it? Light is a form of energy made of photons that we can see. It behaves both as a wave and particle. Light also moves in a straight line and in a single direction. Now, as strange as this sounds, we can only see light once it hits a surface. This laser is on, but we can only see it when it hits the wall. Notice I can't see it traveling through air. So anytime we see light, it's because it's hitting a surface. We can't actually see light travel because the photon particles are so small. However, if we use this laser and a glass of water, we now can see how light exits the laser and then travels directly forward. As it cuts through the glass, the water simulates how the light is made of particles and moves in waves. Look closely at the sparkles. Notice how they shine brighter at times? That's like particles, tiny bits of matter. Notice how the water simulates the waves to show how light travels. Small moving waves. Furthermore, this demonstrates how light is predictable. We always know how light is traveling and its direction, unless it hits a surface. Great. We know what light is and how it moves. Let's explore some more properties of light. In particular, once it hits a surface. When light hits a surface, it's going to do one of 3 things depending on the surface. Number 1, be absorbed. Number 2, be reflected. Or number 3, be refracted. Absorb means to take in or swallow up. Think of absorption like a sponge. No, not that sponge. A regular sponge. It soaks up water. Well, any solid object will do the same thing. If I hold up this flashlight to this cardboard, notice unlike the water, the light does not travel through. Instead, this object is called opaque, which means light cannot travel through. All sorts of materials and objects are opaque. Light can't travel through it. Just like our piece of cardboard, the light is being absorbed, and the light is being sucked up or swallowed. It can't pass through. When light is being absorbed, the surface gets hot. Think of wearing a black shirt in summer. The light cannot travel through the shirt, and thus it becomes hotter. However, when light is not being completely absorbed, it's either reflected or refracted. Reflected is when light bounces off a surface, like a mirror. The light travels and bounces off in another direction or many directions. Look at this laser once again. When the light hits the mirror, the light beam is redirected into a different direction. We can make it bounce off multiple mirrors. We can also see it being reflected with this white balloon. The laser enters the balloon, and it's bouncing in all sorts of directions to turn the balloon green. However, notice the light is turning and bending as it exits too. This is called something else, refraction. Refraction is our 3rd type of interaction with light and a surface. With this, you will notice that what we are viewing does not look the same through another medium. Whenever light comes in contact with another object, it changes speed. When I move this index card behind a glass of water, you will notice that the image completely flips, like magic. You have to give it a second look because it doesn't make any sense unless you know all about refraction. Light is actually being bent through the water because it's coming in contact with another substance. Look at our cat on this card. I bet you know what will happen here. That sneaky cat flipped directions again. What works in our favor here is that the water is clear. You can also observe this with a simple pencil in a glass cup. Notice when I put the pencil in that the pencil seems to be crooked and bent. The last thing we need to examine is that strange situation when some light, but not all of the light, can pass through a surface. That means that the material or object is translucent. Translucent is when only a little amount of light can shine through. For example, like this flashlight and these small filters. When I attach the color filters to the end of the flashlight, look what happens. That's because some of the light is shining through, thus causing the light to become dimmer. In this case, it also changes what color is being reflected for us to see too. So when something is translucent, it reflects and refracts at the same time. Pretty cool stuff. This old LCD monitor will show us in greater detail. Notice it looks opaque because it seems light cannot pass through. However, upon further investigation, the screen is actually translucent because we can see slightly through it. However, look what happens when we turn it on. The colors now can be seen along with moving images. So now the light is being refracted. This is because the light is turning and moving as it goes through the glass. Now, look what happens when we shine a light on a white surface behind the screen. It becomes brighter and clearer. That's because that light is shining through the glass to demonstrate it is being transparent. Wow, who would have thought that your computer screen uses so many properties of light? Alright, let's do a quick review. Light is made of photons that we can see and behaves as particles and waves. Light moves in a straight line. Light has different properties when it hits a surface. Absorbed, light is being swallowed. Reflects, light is being bounced off. Or refracts, light bends when it exits. Now, your job is to go outside and find 5 objects that can demonstrate that light is being absorbed. Then you're going to have to find 5 objects that demonstrate refraction and another 5 that demonstrate reflection. Record your objects on a piece of paper, draw each of them, and label the objects. Once you're finished, take a picture of your recording sheet and upload it to your Google Classroom. Let's see what you find.